Is Hot Girl Summer still happening this year?
How many carbs are in a White Claw?
If I squat every day, will I get a dump truck?
I'm Shay.
I'm Leah.
We are Two Tone Training.
You're listening to Don't Tone Alone.
Boom, we live.
Oh, I was not expecting that. Boom.
Sometimes I get bored of my own intros. So I gotta switch it up.
I was expecting the, like, what's up, toners?
Yeah, I just couldn't hear it. You gotta keep you on your toes. We're gonna make tonight fun. We're usually morning podcasters, but we're recording at night, and your special guests are us.
We have very, very, very special guests. It's us.
Actually, we should practice that. Like, if you were to introduce me, Leo, like, what would you say?
Oh God!
Like, I'm waiting
in the corner, coming in.
Oh my God! Don't disclose my height and weight on here. I feel so vulnerable.
I was just thinking about that. I was like, I don't want to go there. We've got with the slicked back bun,
coming in with her killer bomber.
Her killer bomber. Is that quilt? Are you wearing a quilt bomber?
I believe so.
Okay.
Trendy AF.
Okay.
If I do say so myself. Wait, what is your material though? Like,
can I keep introducing you, or are you just gonna just interrupt that?
No,
okay,
keep it going.
So in the corner we got the social media queen.
Oh, stop.
She can make a TikTok at any moment, so watch out, folks. She will slide into your DMs with no shame. The Shay Dowdy. Okay. Okay, your turn.
Shoot. The operations manager of all time. She can make a flavorless any food flavorless.
Yeah. That's it.
That's all I got. And
okay.
Boom.
And she has a squeaky jacket on.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
all I got.
That's fair. Yeah, that was subpar.
Sorry. I'll think about it, guys. Next week I'll have something better planned.
Yeah.
But I'm actually excited we haven't even had a chance to really catch up. Like,
how
are you? How was your week?
It was good. It was stressful. A lot happening this week. I feel like I've just been doing 8 million things, and then I call you, we talk for 2 seconds, and then there's 8 million more things to do. And it was an overwhelming week. I'll say that. I'll put that out there.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes I'm able to suppress it and really just kind of be in the moment, especially when podcasting. But I feel like even a few minutes ago, you're like, you were wearing your stress on your face. Like, I can just see it.
Oh,
and yeah, sometimes full transparency, the weeks are a lot. Some people don't realize that we are juggling full-time jobs plus two-toned, plus training on the side. It sometimes is a lot, but then you take a step back, and I think this podcast is coming at the perfect time. We're going to be reflecting on summer. And
I know. I'm using this as my therapy session.
I know.
To be honest.
You're welcome, guys. Taking a look at just some of the highlights and the highlights, the peaks, the pits of the summer, and I'm excited to really dive deep in.
Yeah, it's kind of funny you say you wear your stress on your sleeve. It's so true. I wonder how many other people are like that. Like when Shay is stressed, I can sniff it from 2 miles away.
It definitely
she's
reeks.
not one of those people that can just
Well, I feel with you, with any, I'm kind of one of those people that, in a crowd, you couldn't really tell.
In a crowd.
You
couldn't point her out. She's stressed.
You couldn't point out my stress lines, but, with you, you just know.
But I wear it with you, too.
Yeah, we're just very in sync.
Yeah, we know. As soon as something's off, I'm like, okay, she's stressed out. Uh-oh, tread lightly.
You caught
me. But yeah, we talked about how we wanted to have our end of summer meeting on the podcast. So it's going down. It's I don't know, it's the end of the school year, that parent teacher meeting or everything gets disclosed. You talk about the truth, the peaks, the pits of the school year. This time we're talking about summer. We're breaking it down, the boot camps, the fun activities, the boats, the picnics.
I'm a little nervous. I feel like I'm gonna find out if Leah's gonna be pass or fail. Or
yeah.
I actually next summer I want to tone alone.
Actually, I'll be toning alone until further notice. Never.
Stop. I'm waiting for it.
No. Sometimes we have to teach by ourselves. Whatever. If one of us has something or someone's not feeling good, we'll teach by ourselves. And I just feel like my other half is missing.
No, it's so sad. So we have like an in-home studio, and like when you have to like strip the other mat away, like it's only like one mat left. It's just like a sad moment.
There, because it's always, our studio is always set up so there's always two-tone mats. Like whenever you walk into our
two
apartment,
sets of weights, the two-tone mats.
yeah, and then when one of us isn't teaching, we strip it away, and there's just sad music playing.
Yeah,
one of us is crying.
A moment of silence.
But let's jump into it. So we were talking about like what we were gonna speak about, and you know, the basics of this podcast, and we were like, what was the beginning of the summer like? I don't even remember like when summer started. I was like, what were we doing?
I feel like we were pretty proactive, like not to like toot our own horns, but like I feel like we were somewhat proactive. Like we knew summer was coming, and we knew that we wanted to take advantage of the nice weather, the outdoor boot camps.
Yeah.
And I remember we were reaching out to a bunch of different fields at this point. We were reaching out to basically anyone and everyone that would maybe want a tone. We're like, can we bring our two-tone mats there?
Yeah.
Can we rent space? Kind of what's the deal? And getting permits and stuff is definitely a lot more challenging than one would think. And then put COVID on top of that. Like things are just starting to reopen.
Right.
So there was like a lot of uncertainty in the Parks and Rec department, in the world. So it was hard for
uncertainty in the Parks and Rec department.
You know when that happens, it's not good.
When Parks and Rec is out of order, it's just like the whole world is just.
God. But speaking of the Parks and Rec department, I feel like we like stalked them, like especially the one for Boston.
Yeah, because we were preparing for an event that we were doing. So we were kind of like trying. Yeah, you're right. We were being proactive. We're like, we have an event, but also we know we're going to want to do this outdoor boot camp again this summer. So let's kill two birds with one stone. So we didn't show up at anyone's home, but we got close.
Yep. You got to do what you got to do.
The double email, no shame.
Nope.
The phone calls, the triple phone
We'll call your mom.
We'll call your friends.
Can you pass the phone to Timmy?
Yeah, we knew we needed to get space, and we knew that was the only way we were going to have a successful summer as things started to open up, is if we were going to get an outdoor location that was a little bit better than the parks of Framingham. No offense.
No offense to the Parks and Rec department.
No offense to the
Parks
and Rec department.
Honestly, the OGs.
Seriously. But we wanted to take things to the next level. So that's what we were doing. We were making some phone calls.
Yeah, and I feel like some people are like, oh my God, you guys got so lucky with some spaces. And like, yeah, maybe we did happen to be at the right place at the right time, but we really did like hustle. And Leah talks about the double email, the double phone call. Like we weren't afraid to shoot our shot and ask. Like worst thing that someone was going to say is, nope, not going to work. And you're like, okay, well now what's plan B? What's plan C? And kind of figuring it out as we go, because this was still kind of new territory. Like we were really starting to market these boot camps outside of our neighborhood, our like 2 mile radius.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. We actually got a DM from
our neighbors,
one of our neighbors the other day when we invited them to come to one of our Tall Ships events.
Yeah.
And what did the DM said? Something along the lines of like, don't forget who was like toning with you guys like in the snow. And I was like, wow, like throwback. Like we were begging friends, neighbors, family to come out and tone through the winter in the snow, in the wet grass, and like the dedication.
Yeah, we won't forget about those people, those neighbors. They're the realest. But yeah, so things just, that was the beginning of the summer. And then we started doing we committed to basically doing 3 boot camps a week at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah, that was like definitely like talk about biting off more than you can chew. Like, and not only was it 3 on top of just like everything else that we had on our plate, it was, they weren't close to each other either. So it was like a hike, and we like gave ourselves like no time. It was like you would come home from work,
right?
We'd load the car, and then we would like be shoving some tough cookies, a pre-made meal down our throats while on our car ride to the boot camp.
And then we'd get home super late, and then wake up in the morning, go to work,
or
come back, teach virtually. Like it was insane. Like I remember looking at you being like, I'm breaking. My mental state is not good, and we're 2 weeks in, and we have the whole summer. Like I was really like, full transparency, was questioning things big time at the beginning of the summer. I just didn't know how we were going to do it.
I know, but I think one thing that's like really stood out to me, especially it was 2 podcasts ago when we had Aubrey and Brad Bromlow onto the podcast, and they talk about just being an entrepreneur and what it takes, and they're like, entrepreneurs, it takes a certain kind of strength. So if you're thinking about starting your own business, like there are going to be so many times that you want to throw a temper tantrum, that you want to quit because things get really hard. They get really real, and it can be often so discouraging at times. And sometimes some of the like obstacles can outweigh some of the things that are going right. And you have to be able to push through those times and focus on maybe only the few things that are going right, because you know what you're passionate about, and it's going to be worth it in the end.
Yeah. And I think it's nice that we found someone, aka each other, that's just as like crazy as the other one is.
Oh yeah. No, it takes a certain kind of like
And
mental state, like craziness.
And we didn't know that each other was that type of person. That's why I think like bringing this all back, when we were with each other in LA and we were doing that event for your other company, is when we looked at each other and we were like, oh, like you have that same hustle / craziness that I do. Like I had no idea. And that's why, again, so many other people will look in and be like, at our schedule and be like, you guys are batshit crazy. And we're like, yes, we are. But that's why we've been able to do the things we've been able to do and had the success that we've had.
Yeah. And honestly, sometimes when I do think about, like, I've had those nights where I'm like, I'm 2 seconds away from like toning alone, like saying you can tone alone, I'm out.
Yeah.
And just we're kind of almost remembering that, like, I feel like I'd be bored.
Right.
And like I get so much like, yes, I get so much stress and anxiety sometimes from our business, but I also get so much joy, so much fulfillment. And at the end of the day, that feeling like outweighs the other tenfold.
Yeah. Does anyone else like operate in the way that they're always looking for the next thing to stress about? Because that is how I'm wired. And I was thinking about that today when I was stressing over like our audio and all that stuff. And it was taking up so much mental space. And I was like, imagine if like we didn't have two-tone and like I didn't have to stress about this. And then I was like, I'd be bored.
Right. No, well, and I feel like we love to play that game. Like when we are like, when there is that calm in between storms, we're like, so what else can we stress about?
So let's chat. What's going on in your life? We can find something in there to stress.
Oh my God, we can't be the only ones that love that game.
Yeah. The do nothing approach is what we're trying to do, but it hasn't worked out. Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm like, we have to be better at that. I like sitting back and kind of like letting some things play out. But other times I feel like the proactive, the hustler, that's just in our
that's
DNA.
Just us.
Yeah. What we got to do.
Yeah. So we were doing 3 boot camps. Craziness. I'm like giggling that was our life. Toning virtually. And then all of a sudden Tall Ships came along, and that was about midsummer, I want to say.
Yeah, I'm like, it's really hard to kind of put a timeline together. Also, it also was it the beginning of the summer that you switched full-time jobs too?
Yeah.
So like, I think on top of like growing our business and then you starting a new full-time job, like it's hard. And it's almost like, yes, we're sisters, so we're best friends too. But even like as business partners, like the relationship, there's definitely like ebbs and flows. And like sometimes like we talk about this, like one of us has to almost like carry more of the weight at some points. And at other times it's the other person. And it honestly shifts like day to day, week to week. And especially as you're getting that new job, like I remember having to like take on a lot of it and being like, oh my gosh, I'm going to kill you. But like you said, we're so similar, and I think I know when push comes to shove, like, I don't know, we have each other's back.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that like carries us through is like, we never blame each other, and we're not like, we know that each other has such good work ethic that it's never like, oh my God, she's just like not trying and she just doesn't care. It's like, I feel like we always say to each other, like, I'm frustrated at the situation, not you.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing, because as soon as you like don't have that respect for each other and like you go below the belt, like it's really hard to get that back.
Yeah, no, just knowing that we like can't turn on each other and just sometimes,
Yeah.
and I think just being fully transparent, like I think I even said it today. I was like, Leah, like I can't mentally
Yeah.
like handle this conversation
Yeah.
right now. And that's just where I'm at right now. And
And
I
I was
think
like, okay.
you like immediately pulled back and you're like, okay, like you've
Yep.
been there. I know it. Okay. And we drop it and we go back to it later.
Exactly. We know how each other operates. I was like, I was in your shoes yesterday. You were trying to talk to me. I was like, nope, I'm upset.
Yep.
and you just know. And that's in relationships too. Any relationship you have, like, you got to know when to pull back, when to stop pushing those buttons. A lot of people try to have those conversations, those heated conversations right away. It gets you into trouble.
No, for sure. Just once things like start to calm a little bit.
Yeah.
But there have been so many exciting things. We talked about Tall Ships a little bit, but when Tall Ships happened and we started filling up boot camps, we really kind of brought this whole like LED experience to life. I think that's when things shifted for us, and we really started to see our social accounts grow, our in-person events grow, our virtual community grow a little bit, and that was just really exciting, and seeing some of that hard work pay off. So it was trial and error. So maybe it isn't the 3 boot camps a week, and that's not.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were like spinning our wheels when we were doing that.
Yeah,
And we were
we're
like,
like,
why isn't this
why?
working? Why
Yeah.
isn't this working? And so, Leah, I think we can both agree, and I'm writing this down on
Yep.
our summer checklist.
Yes.
So hopefully we can do things like Tall Ships and kind of figure out what's worth our time and what's not worth our time going into next summer. So I think like, the podcast, you guys will have to be the judge of that. Like,
Right.
does the podcast come into next summer?
I think
Are you
it
guys
does.
fans? Is what boot camps do you guys enjoy? And then I think something that we really need to think about now is the virtual space. Like it's starting to get a little bit colder out.
Yeah.
Lee and I are both summer gals. We talk about it all the time. We're like, we need to move somewhere warm, but we're like, yeah, we can't, because I feel like we've like started to like put down roots and grow roots in the Boston area. And obviously we have just like family here, and it makes it a little bit more challenging, but figuring out how we're going to make that transition from those outdoor boot camps and really lean into more of our virtual side of things.
Yeah,
And
I feel like people are surprised sometimes when we say we teach virtually 3 times a week for free. They're like, wait, what? I didn't know that. I'm like, yes, literally download the app, join Salute, and you can tone with us 3 times a week for free, or you can get a membership and watch all our on-demand content. Like, it's getting colder. People are not so willing or wanting to go back to the gym. Like, grab a space in your apartment, in your house, and come down with us virtually. That's like the future is virtual fitness. As much as in person's amazing, like virtual is always going to be a part of fitness now.
yeah, no, and I think just like a lot of apps, including the app that we're on, has like come such like a long way as far as like the quality. I think even just looking at the world right now and the mask mandate coming on, and those in-person classes are getting a little bit more challenging, especially indoors. And yeah, so being able to work out in the comfort of your own home and still be able to, whether you're working remotely or come home from a long day of work, and know that you can still kind of hit your fitness goals, get your workout in that half-hour window that you have, and then start cooking dinner and kind of get on with your day. I was reading a quote the other day, like your workout is really, what is it, like 2% of your day?
You can find time to watch Game of Thrones. You can find time to watch The Bachelor. I promise you can find 30 minutes to move your body, because at the end of the day, you're investing in yourself. You're investing in your health. So for those people that say, I don't have time, is when you really need to look in the mirror. You need to write down, keep a journal. What are you doing every day? And then I promise you're going to be able to plug in a workout.
Well, it's also just like finding your priorities. Like, you know, we've all been there in those relationships when someone sends you that text, or you send that text that you're like, I don't have time to date. And it's like, you know, like, do you not have time to date,
or do you not want to?
Do you not want to? And 9 times out of 10, actually, I'm going to say 10 times out of 10, it's because you don't want to. For the right person, you would move things around and you would make it work.
110%. I'm so on board with that. You make time for the things that you care about. Yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah, and I think sometimes people are like, oh, like you, like also figuring out what you want to like invest in, not only your time, but like money too. Like, so if investing in your health and investing in like a gym membership, if that's like a priority for you, again, it doesn't need to be super expensive. It doesn't need to be super flashy. Well, you can join Planet Fitness for $10. A lot of the virtual classes, free. Yeah. There's Like, I don't know. No excuses there.
No excuses there. And it all ties back to two, prioritizing and knowing that you can only give your attention to so many things. So with the boot camps, doing 3 boot camps, like what we learned is that the quality of those 3 boot camps probably weren't great because we were spread so thin. When you dial back and you focus on just 3 or 4 things that you really, really care about, you're really passionate about, or with us, like the 1 boot camp a week, that quality of what you're getting out of it is going to be so much greater than if you just spread yourself and give a mediocre effort into 5 different things.
Yeah, and how you can kind of like apply that if you're not necessarily a trainer, but thinking about like your workouts, like, okay, well, if you work out every single day, is that going to benefit you the same way? Like as if you like maybe worked out 3 times a week and then really took those like recovery days seriously. And that way those 3 days you're giving it your all, because you cannot give 100% of the time. We say that time and time again.
And with that, like, kind of want to talk about like more of the fun parts of the summer. Like I feel like we talked about the stresses and the ups, the downs. Now kind of time to talk about the ups. Like as far as fun activities, Shay, what was like the highlight of your summer?
Oh my God, the highlight of my summer. I don't know. I honestly loved just like creating some of the content that we did. Like that is my jam. Like you guys know, like social media is one of my passions. Is what I do full time.
I said it in your intro, like obviously.
Yeah, so social media queen here. But I'm just starting to laugh because I'm thinking about some of the crazy stuff we did to create, like, do it for the IG.
Do it for the IG. Say. It is fun. It teeters the line. It's fun till it's not.
It's almost like fun to look back on versus like sometimes you're in the moment. And Leah and I say this, that we're always like, we end in battle royale after some of these TikToks because I'm like, Leah, it's swing, snap, clap.
Yeah.
You got 2 left feet over there and we're going to hit this.
That was a good accent. That came through. That was good over there.
Oh, I don't even know if I was trying. I think that just kind of came out.
Proud of you.
Okay, so my favorite ones to record are just, I feel like the most epic ones was the one that we did recently, that treadmill one, dancing on a treadmill.
That was cute. That was
kind of funny because we showed our mom some of like our inspo for it.
Yeah.
And they were some crazy dances.
Like backflips.
Like backflips. They were switching. And so when Leah and I recorded it and then we showed our mom, she was like, oh. She's like, is that it?
She called us her favorite thing, underwhelming. This was an underwhelming performance, girls.
Right.
We're like, oh, okay.
We're like, oh, okay. But I mean, in her defense, it was compared to
what,
but it's good that when we launched it on Instagram, that I feel like people hadn't really seen that. Right. It was definitely more circulating on TikTok, and not too many people were doing it. So it was almost a more of a wow factor when you saw that a very simplified dance for the first time.
And then the other fun one was the trampoline one.
Our neighbors thought we were insane.
They still do.
Oh, they definitely do.
We were outside with these mini little trampolines with our tripod and just jumping and bouncing and switching. And I fell off the trampoline like 10 times. Thank God I didn't hurt an ankle. Close call a few times. And a few people were walking by and they were parking. We were doing it like right in our parking lot. And they were like, what is going on?
It's so hard to find like I have to say, like, our apartment complex is not the most
the aesthetic is not there.
It's just not there.
No.
Like, we're looking for like a plain wall and like, I mean, ideally like maybe a waterfall in the back would be epic. But like we literally have to like, I feel like move like the cat lady and her bowl like to the side and record. Speaking of cat lady.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We haven't talked about cat lady.
We need to talk about the characters.
Wow.
We are probably the main characters. I'm self-proclaiming us the main characters of our apartment because whenever anyone sees us, we're carrying 8,000 things, whether it's dumbbells, speakers, like, I don't know, groceries. Like, we're just always carrying something, like to the point where I said something to our neighbor and I was like, hey, like, just putting it out there, like, I'm a fitness instructor. Like, this is like why I have 8 bags all the time. She's like, okay, I don't care, but all right, thanks.
Thank you for
that
heads up.
Yeah.
No, but my favorite character is the cat lady.
The real main character.
she is always like hiding under our car, and she feeds these stray cats.
They're not even hers. That's what bothers me. They're straight up not hers. And for whatever reason, the only place she feels comfortable and confident to feed these little kittens is in our parking spot.
Well, I'm kind of like bitter because I feel like it started with your car. Like she would be under your car, and somehow it's like the cat bowls have moved to my parking space. And now I'm honestly like startled every time I go to my car because I like turn the car on and then like a cat scurries and then she literally comes out from underneath my car with the cat treats.
And I feel bad. I think I scared her. I definitely scared her out of my parking spot. You know how I am. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Whereas I'm like, oh, like
it's fine.
Feel at home.
Yeah. Do you want me to order more food for the kittens? Like, that's you. Whereas I'm like, I'll give you a look and you just know you don't want to cross me again. And I've come so close. Like after these long days at work and like I'm rushing to do something and I pull in and she's in my spot. I've come so close to saying something, but then I bring myself back and I say, Leah, if this is this woman's main source of happiness, which clearly it is, who am I to take away her cat bowls, right? Who am I? Just move them to Shay's spot.
Rude.
Yeah.
Oh my God, but I'm proud of you for reeling it in.
Doesn't always happen.
Okay, so mine was the content creation. We
Yeah.
talked a little bit about the characters at our apartment complex.
Yeah.
What about you? What are like some of like your highlights from the summer?
I know, because it's not all work. And we've talked about how we always make time for the fun because we've gone through, I think we did it like once or twice where we went through like a week where we like really didn't schedule anything fun to do. And then we were absolutely miserable. And we were like, okay, we can't do that again. We need to make sure we like block out time. I've heard even people like at work, they're like on my Outlook calendar, I literally block out time, like have fun or like take break.
Right.
So we said that to each other, like we're never going to let that happen again. So I would say the most fun I had was when you hooked it up with Cycle Boat Boston for my birthday. And we did if you guys have been to Nashville before and you've done those like those bars on the bike, the pedal bar, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm butchering the name. So you do that on a boat. Hint, you don't actually really have to pedal. Don't tell them. And it was just a blast. Like Shay surprised me. She didn't tell me what we were doing for my birthday. I show up and it's like all of my friends are there. Some of her friends who are now my friends. And it's just a party on a boat. And it was the most epic Sunday ever.
I mean, I am the party planner. You should have added that to my intro. The party planner.
The party planning
of
queen.
All parties.
Yes.
Actually, but I can't even say that because you went all out for my birthday as well. That was another highlight. Like it was the most boho chic Shay birthday ever. Let's Picnic Boston was actually the one that put that one on.
They're all over now. They're like in all major cities, like Let's Picnic, whatever.
I know. It was really cool. Like, I feel like now being in kind of like the content creation space, like it's allowed us to meet so many cool people, including some of these people we've been able to collaborate with events, and making these birthdays extra special was definitely one of the highlights of the summer. And I loved that picnic, like showing up and like having my best friends there. And, yeah, it was just such a vibe. Like all Leah told me, she was like, dress boho.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. And it was just so special. And the night before, it was like a whole weekend of festivities.
Yeah.
Like even the day before, we went to this bar, Marielle's, in Boston. And if you guys haven't been, it's really cool. It's like a speakeasy vibe. Like they set your drinks on fire.
Yeah.
It was just Insta worthy, which is exactly, obviously,
Which is your vibe.
my vibe.
Completely your vibe. So I think the moral of the summer was work hard, but play hard too.
Yeah, find time for the things. And some of the things too, we were able to, they were work, like for example, the Hamptons. We went to the Hamptons actually for a weekend.
Yes.
To teach at Gurney's. And it was a lot of work and it was a big commute. But we were able to really make the most of it. And given like just like the situation, the circumstances, last minute, whatever, we were able to make that weekend so much fun. Like we reached out to like a few of my friends in New York, one of my friends I used to work with.
Yeah.
And we had them meet us in the Hamptons and we're able to do like a full summer weekend. We even ran into some of your friends there. Like
That was wild. That was so wild. I went to the Hamptons and I saw someone that I went to high school with, like riding a bike, surfboard in hand. I was like, I know him.
yeah, yeah, talk about right time, right place. Like,
I know.
And it just ended up being like a really good weekend. And it was just like fun to spend time with friends and get like a little getaway.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys like had an awesome summer too, you toners, and have been with us from the taboos or not taboos, the beach episode, and maybe took some hints from that. Like I feel like the weather though was so bad that I went to the beach like 3 times. I must say. I was expecting.
It's kind of funny, Leah, the other day, I was like, girl, like you are looking like
Yeah.
real pasty.
Yeah.
And Leah's definitely usually the one who has a lot more color than I do.
Yeah. You burn, I tan.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, they get it. They get it.
This beautiful olive skin that I
yeah, got it. Noted. But yeah, I was like, you should invest in some fake tanner.
And I did.
Honestly, it was a game changer. Like,
I know. I need to
dude,
apply.
You looked fierce this week.
Thank you.
Like we started like a few streaks, but you know,
It was a little blotchy, but I had to wear long sleeves
Honestly,
the whole week.
fierce.
I was sweating. It was fine.
Fierce.
It was fierce. But yeah, I feel like this summer just like was probably the worst weather. So I feel like an old like fogey talking about the weather, but it was like the worst weather summer ever, which was super disappointing. I feel like it didn't feel quite like summer just because it was raining half the time.
I know, but still, the sunny days we took full advantage. I'm also thinking back to like just like some of like just like the funny moments from this summer. One that I'm thinking that happened even just like the other week during our virtual classes, guys. Okay, let me set the scene. People have the option to join the stream. So it's kind of like a Zoom class on the Salute app. You can turn your camera on if you want. And
Yeah.
to be honest, for the most part, people decide not to. I think they
Yeah.
like being at home and being able to make a fool of themselves and not necessarily having the pressure of being on camera. And I get it,
Yeah.
but noted. The other day, I think it was just you teaching the class, but I like tune in and I see in the corner of the screen just this man who turns on his camera in just like the tightest white tights, no top. And like Leah is just like about to die, like trying to keep her composure while like being like, guys, head into the next circuit.
Yeah,
And
like, I
must have
just-
been like, what the heck?
I just didn't know what to do because everyone else is just showing up as a name and like they're commenting in and stuff. But like as far as video, it was just me and him. So it felt like just me and him. And I was like, are we on a date right now? And are you wearing long johns? Because I feel uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh.
We get some characters, whether it's in our DMs or on Salute. It's like you never know what to expect.
Never know what to expect. Speaking of characters, we get this. Well, it'll happen every once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Is that we get random calls on our Instagram, like
Yeah.
they try to FaceTime, and I'm like, I can't believe Instagram allows for that.
And my thing is like if we were to pick up like what's happening, like
what would
what's
you
your
say?
game plan? I don't know.
Sometimes I'm like
scared.
so tempted. I'm like really curious what they would say.
I don't think we would want to know. I don't think it'd be much talking, unfortunately. Yeah, this world we do put ourselves out there so people can just slide into the DMs. They can give us a call anytime they want.
Now we're giving people ideas. Honestly, we welcome them.
No.
Let's chat.
Shocking, the DM queen slider herself.
Oh my God, that's another thing I have to give myself a pat on the back for this summer is like just shooting my shot in the DM, like getting people onto our podcast through the DM. And, you know, again, worst thing they say is no, or they just don't answer. Someone politely even said no to us the other day. Like I was really hoping that we could get them on our podcast.
Yeah.
And it was the first one that I feel like usually people will just ignore it. This guy
Yeah.
actually was like, I appreciate you guys reaching out, blah, blah, blah. But like the summer's crazy. Maybe we can reconnect. And I was like, all right, that was like a
okay.
gentle letdown. And like, I'm
Yeah.
disappointed, but
That was
I
like
understood.
It's not you, it's me. That was kind of like what
Yeah,
that
that's how I
was.
felt.
Yeah.
And I was a little bummed, but
And
you
you're like,
know,
what are your priorities? Why am I not fitting in there?
I shook it off and here I am.
No, I think that's really cool. Like we joke that you slide into everyone's DM because you slide into everyone's DMs, but it's not really like trying to date them. It's just like, will you come on our podcast? And you're
Right.
not afraid.
Come hang out.
Yeah.
And we'll chat. I promise for a good time.
Yeah. It's only the worst when people are like a completely different person than they are on social media.
Yeah,
I feel like we match it.
yeah, and we've seen a few of those this summer, I have to say.
Yeah. Where I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I'm like, you were so animated in that reel, and then I don't know,
yeah.
not you in person, and
That's the worst. That's the worst letdown.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
You can tone alone.
You can definitely tone alone.
All right. So, okay, 2 takeaways from the summer. What lessons did you learn? So I feel like for you, one of them was don't be afraid to shoot your shot. Is that right?
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Okay. What's your one other takeaway?
Other takeaway from the summer is honestly just I'm proud of us. Like I think I can leave the summer just saying like I'm proud of the things we accomplished. I think we did a lot of things wrong.
Yeah.
Audio. Literally our audio.
Yeah.
But the few things we did right, I think speaks volumes. And I'm really proud and I'm really excited for next summer. I'm really excited for the moment we're in now and getting through some of the struggles like our audio and moving on to the next thing and excited for what's to come.
Yeah.
What about you? 2 big takeaways.
Okay. I think one is definitely just like, I think the summer was big in recognizing the importance of like mental health and finding your alone time and your space and really having like coping mechanisms, because especially with the lifestyle we live, like if I don't have that like alone time or like that time to process how I'm feeling, it's just a recipe for disaster. So I think like prioritizing that is something that I was never used to before. I was just like, all right, shake it off. Like,
yeah, or I feel like you were in a relationship too. And I feel like this is like, honestly, your probably first single summer in a while.
Yeah.
And you thrived, girl. Like, even though you weren't necessarily like dating, but you were dating yourself in a sense and throwing yourself into work. And I think that shows. Like, look at your career and, you know.
God. Aww. Wow, that's so cute. And then the second takeaway was honestly echoing what you said is I'm damn proud of us for everything we accomplished. And everyone listening, like, take a look back at your summer. Think about what you accomplished this summer. Like, maybe heading into it, you didn't even know that you'd be trying to conquer the things that you conquered, whatever the case was. And you did it, and you had all these victories, and you need to celebrate that and be proud of yourself and think and recognize how strong you are and how capable you are. And like for us, we accomplished so much more than I ever could have imagined this summer. And it just makes me so excited for the future.
And, no, but you even saying that like makes me think of like some of the people we even saw like from the beginning. We've been able to watch them at the boot camps. It's been cool. Like, we're only seeing maybe a small portion of their life and their maybe more of just like the fitness side of things, but seeing people get stronger and just like more confident was just like really, really cool. And those people who are putting in that work, it's paying off. And all I'm going to say is we see you.
We see you. All right. End with our little game summer edition as we close this end of summer meeting.
Oh my God.
I know.
I'm ready for the fall, but fall fashion, like game on.
Game on with the fall fashion. All right. So we're going to name 2 things and then I'll count down like this or that. And then we'll see if our answers match.
Okay.
All right. Guys, play along with us. All right. Summer drinks. Espresso martini or Aperol Spritz? 3, 2, 1. Espresso
Aperol
martini.
Spritz.
I just said that because we had like an amazing one the other week. That's why it's like fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
Capo
honestly,
in Boston.
I was kind of like teetering, and it depends what I'm in the mood for.
Right.
Like, I feel like an espresso martini for dessert, but if I want like a light summer drink, I'm out. Like picture, if you will, me on a boat.
Yes.
Holding a drink, a cocktail, it'd be an Aperol Spritz.
Okay. I respect it. All right. Next one. Tiny sunglasses or Khloe Kardashian, like big square sunglasses. The tiny little ones, I'm like, ooh, it's like a shrink ray. Like someone took a shrink ray to your sunglasses. Yeah. But they're trending. Like Kendall Jenner, like Kylie, like they're all doing it.
I mean, okay, are we counting down?
Yeah, okay.
I'll state my thoughts.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Khloe Kardashian, big sunglasses. I can't.
I just think my head is so big. Like I have a big ass head. So with the tiny ones, you're like, oh my, like it's just so disproportionate that I just gotta throw on the shades.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like that might be unpopular. I feel like everyone is gonna say the tiny sunglasses, but that's fine. To each your own. Okay. Seaport or Southie?
3,
2, 1. Seaport. Oh, so we had been avoiding Southie all summer. I feel like I got sick of it. I went too much before.
Yeah, I never went.
Yeah.
So I didn't really understand the vibe, but I had now this past week, I feel like somehow I ended up there like 3 times.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just Seaport's like an OG spot, especially in the summer.
Yeah, you're just like right on the water. I just feel like the places that might be a little bit classier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm going to get hate mail for this. But.
Hate mail. Okay. 1 piece or 2 piece? 3, 2, 1, 2 piece.
The tan.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like I love a good 1 piece.
Yeah, you can slay in a good 1 piece. All right, next one. Indoor or outdoor workouts? 3, 2, 1, outdoor. As we're like virtual.
You can do virtual outdoors. We actually did that a little bit this summer.
I mean, when
Which
it's
was
cold, I don't want to be
cool.
outside.
I think once we finally nailed our audio, it made sense.
Yeah.
When we didn't, it was hard. Like I feel like the tripod was like going over with the wind and talk about some of the pits of the summer. Yeah.
That's a pit right there. All right. Yeah, something about like an outdoor run though.
Yeah.
It's different.
Like, yeah. Just getting the breeze,
the wind blowing in my hair.
And that outdoor running season doesn't last long.
Yeah. All right. Beach or pool? 3, 2, 1, beach. I mean, I love a good pool. I love not dealing with sand in all my crevices, but
all my crevices. Well, sometimes even just like the traffic to the beach. So like the convenience. I love the convenience of a pool.
Yeah.
But something about the sand, cooler.
Yeah, I was like, is it just the sand?
Just the sand.
The Yeti cooler. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Bar or club? 3, 2, 1. Bar. Okay.
Although the
club
we didn't
event.
even talk about our club workout, and I mean, I think we talked about it a little bit on our other podcast, but so lit. Recap video coming soon.
Yes. All right. Next one. Sunscreen or tanning lotion? 3, 2, 1. Sunscreen.
Tanning lotion.
Okay. This is why you get burnt and I get crisp.
No.
All right. Country or hip hop? 3, 2, 1. Hip hop.
Fuck, I panicked.
Oh my God.
It really depends on my mood.
Yeah,
like if
when your country is like remix country, so I feel like you're more.
I'm gonna go hip hop.
Yeah, but we like country. It's just yeah. All right, last one. For the boys or for the girls? This was a dope entertainment team request that we do this. All right. 1, 2, 3, for the girls.
For the boys.
No. You can tone alone.
I'm kidding. Yeah, obviously for the girls, like girl power all the way.
Yes. What an epic summer. What a time. Started our podcast in the summer, ending it off. Well, this episode, just in the summer. We're continuing.
We're continuing boot camps, outdoor boot camps going, I think, a little bit through the fall. So take a look out for that. Take a look out for our new virtual schedule. We're going to be spicing things up come fall. People have been requesting different types of formats, different times. So we're trying to accommodate for all. You're going to see some awesome programs coming into play. So we're so excited for that. We're so excited to continue to grow and to unveil some like really exciting partnerships that we have in the works.
Yeah. And if you want to find any of our stuff, go to our Instagram, and our link tree has all the goodies.
Yeah. Or even twotonetraining.com.
Yeah. Just so many ways to find what you need.
All right, guys, we're going to finish the same way we always do. Leah,
you can tone at home.
You can tone from your phone.
But all we ask
is that you
don't tone alone. Bye, guys.